Welcome to this explainer. Most people think artificial intelligence is strictly for the tech elites, right? The coders or, I don't know, Silicon Valley billionaires trying to build Skynet. But honestly, that is completely wrong. It's a total myth, and we really need to shatter it right now. AI is not some distant, complex mystery. It's actually a lot more like having a highly capable, incredibly fast, smart assistant sitting right there in your pocket. But there's a catch. It only works if you know the right way to use it. So, if you've been feeling overwhelmed by your massive to-do list, today is absolutely the day that changes. I'm going to walk you through 7 daily shortcuts, just simple, everyday ways to use AI that will save you time, drastically reduce your stress, and honestly, just make your life easier. And the best part? You can start using every single one of these the second we're done here. So, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll look at the AI mindset shift. Second, supercharging work and decisions. Third, mastering health and home. Fourth, the golden safety rules. And finally, number 5, your daily AI routine. We've got a lot to cover, so let's just dive right in.
Okay, part 1, the AI mindset shift. And rule number 1 here is simple. Talk to it like a human.
Think about it. For the last 20 years, we've literally trained ourselves to type these disconnected, robotic keywords into search engines. Just typing something like budget and crossing our fingers. Well, that's the old way. If you do that with AI, it's just going to spit back generic, practically useless definitions. The new way? It's all about providing context. Try something like, here's my income and bills. Make a simple plan. By actually conversing with it like a human and giving those specific background details, the AI instantly customizes its output to fit your exact life. Context is absolutely the secret ingredient for vastly better answers. Moving on to part 2, supercharging work and decisions. Let's talk about conquering that morning routine. Mornings are usually where friction builds up really fast. We've all spent way too much time staring blankly at a blinking cursor, wondering if our tone is coming across right, or kind of trying to figure out how to hide our passive aggressiveness in an email. Well, here is your 10-second shortcut. Just paste your messy, emotional draft and tell the AI, rewrite this message to sound clear, polite, and confident. Keep it short. Boom. In seconds, it completely strips out the emotion, fixes the grammar, and hands you a perfectly professional message that's ready to send. It is an absolute game changer for workplace anxiety. AI is also basically the ultimate cure for overthinking. Decision fatigue is a very real problem, especially in the middle of a crazy workday. So when you're stuck between choices, just ask your assistant. Say, I'm deciding between A and B, here's my situation, make a decision table and recommend the best option. By forcing it to output a side-by-side comparison with pros, cons, and a final verdict, you take all that swirling chaos out of your head and organize it logically. It completely takes the emotional weight off your shoulders. And hey, before you dive fully into your work week, try using this specific prompt. Here are my tasks and deadlines. Build a simple weekly plan with 3 priorities per day. Literally, you can plan your entire week in just 2 minutes. By explicitly telling the AI to limit the output to just 3 priorities a day, you force yourself to focus on what actually matters, and you kind of give yourself permission to leave the rest for tomorrow. This single prompt drastically reduces stress, mostly because it prevents you from building one of those impossible, overwhelming to-do lists. All right, part 3, mastering health and home. Let's look at life admin and personal growth. So in your personal time, your AI can seamlessly transform from a corporate assistant right into a personal tutor. If you're trying to learn something new, you can finally stop mindlessly scrolling for hours through endless forums or confusing articles. Here is the ultimate learning prompt that works for absolutely anything. Teach me this like I'm 15, then quiz me with 5 questions. Whether you want to understand the basics of investing, study for your driving test, learn how to code, whatever. This prompt forces the AI to break down complex jargon into plain, easy-to-digest concepts. And that quiz at the end, that ensures you actually retain the information rather than just passively reading it and forgetting it 5 minutes later. It can also save you some serious money and time at the grocery store. Check out this prompt. Create a 7-day meal plan under my budget per week and give a grocery list grouped by aisle. Now, this doesn't just give you a cheaper and healthier diet. It practically does the logistical shopping for you. Imagine walking into the store and your list is already perfectly sorted by produce, dairy, and pantry. You are in and you're out. Massive time saver. And staying on the health theme for a second, you can even use it as a basic fitness coach. Just say, build a 20-minute home workout plan for a beginner. No equipment, 3 days a week. Or maybe ask for a high-protein meal plan tailored to your specific calories. Now, sure, it obviously doesn't replace a real doctor, but as a starting point to get off the couch and get moving, it's brilliant. It completely removes the excuse of not knowing where to begin. Though I should warn you, it unfortunately won't do the actual burpees for you. Finally, let's tackle those giant looming life chores. Moving to a new apartment, organizing complex travel, or just sorting out a mountain of bills. Here's exactly how you turn that mountain of anxiety into a simple checklist. You input the chaotic goal, you request steps and timelines, and you ask what to do first. Literally just tell the AI, turn this goal into a checklist with steps, timelines, and what to do first. Instantly, you get a manageable, linear, step-by-step game plan. You don't even have to figure out where to start because the AI tells you exactly what step 1 is. Part 4, the golden safety rules. This is all about protecting your data. Now, like any powerful tool, AI has limitations, and we need to be smart about this. First rule, never ever paste your passwords, credit card numbers, or banking information into a prompt. Just don't do it. Second, do not share private IDs, social security numbers, or sensitive corporate data. And third, for major medical, legal, or financial decisions, use AI strictly to brainstorm or organize your thoughts. Never use it to blindly follow advice. It is a tool to process information, absolutely not a replacement for a certified professional or secure decision-making. Basically, keep your private life private. And finally, part 5, your daily AI routine. Just one simple step for today. We've covered a ton today, right? From sending the perfect morning email to planning your weekly meals and breaking down your biggest life goals. But if you do only one single thing today after watching this explainer, make it this. Open your AI assistant of choice and type in this exact prompt. Build my daily AI routine in 10 minutes a day. Just let it analyze how to fit these shortcuts into your specific schedule. You have the tools, you have the mindset, and now you know the safety rules. So the only question left is, are you ready to build yours?